Welcome all you air signs to your weekly energy update. This, of course, is for all you Geminis, you Libras, you Aquarians, no matter where it is at in your chart. I want to let you know, starting this week, instead of doing separate new moon and full moon readings by zodiac sign, I'm just going to bring those energies into the weekly energy updates instead. I will pull a separate card at the end of the video for each of the individual zodiac signs, for like the air signs for Gemini, Libra, Aquarian, so you're still going to get some specific information in addition to the general one for your element. So this is going to be focusing on April 3rd to April 10th, but if you are coming across this video outside of that time frame, these are also timeless. So if your intuition brought you here, I would still trust it, because I'm sure there's messages here for you. So we're going to start off by pulling a card from the Earth Magic Oracle. All the cards that were selected for this week are all magical, as you will see. So some beautiful love magic coming in. And I did want to let you know, all the cards I use in a reading, I do list down in the description box below. So if you want to check any of those out, like I fall in love with cards all the time, watching other readings, and so I have plenty of cards to share. So for all of you air signs, what would the Creator like you to know for this coming week, please? Okay, there we go. And you've got the winter solstice reflection. It's a beautiful card there. And of course, we just came out of the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. And of course, in the southern hemisphere, you just came out of the summer solstice. So you're getting geared up soon to go into the winter solstice. Let's see, of course, reflection. I think these are at the back here. Let me just grab that. There it is. So this midpoint of winter is not only the shortest day of the year, but also the longest night. The world is very still, and the land dormant. Various festivals of light are celebrated and have been for thousands of years, serving as a reminder that the light will indeed return. Throughout many cultures, if I could talk today, my goodness, there are tales describing this time as the birth of the archetypal Sun King, including the Christian story of Jesus' birth, representing the hope of renewal from the darkest period of the solar cycle. This image portrays a simple yet powerful representation of the winter solstice. We see a clear reflection of the snowy woods on the still, frozen waters of the lake. The blue tint drapes the scenes with an even greater sense of quiet and solace, inviting us to walk very softly, lest we disturb the intense yet gentle grace of this scene. The reflection of the trees on the frozen lake reminds us that it is a time for us to go inside, to both our physical shelter as well as our internal world, and there contemplate the season that has passed, the season that is, and the seasons yet to come. So I love that. I'm going to read the second portion here too in a sec. But yeah, so this week very much feels like a time of stepping back, of, you don't have to be a total hermit if you don't want to, but very much hermit energy, where it is a time to turn inward for that wisdom, for that search, for, the whole hermit kind of journey is to find that bright light. Talked about the festival of light. It's finding that little bright star that's in the lantern, which is you, which is your higher self, this higher wisdom, this other spiritual being, part of yourself that's living this along with you, and it will light your path. It'll help light during this darkness. So I love that for you for this week. It also says, review the past year and ask yourself what the most important lessons you've had to learn are. What have you accomplished? And what dreams and visions you want to manifest in the upcoming year? Whether it's been a relatively smooth ride or a challenging series of events, acknowledge your experience as being the work of Source, of the Creator, no matter what your judgments, fears, or joys are. Honor whatever has happened over the previous several months with gratitude and forgiveness. Then let it go. Allow yourself some solitude so you can spend some quiet, slow time in reflection. Once you feel complete, reflect on your present life, especially focusing on what you are grateful for. When you are finished, consider what is to come, all the different possibilities and potential that exist before you. Allow your imagination to roam without limitation or ambition to see what shows up. Notice how you feel in your body with whatever scenario plays out in your mind. These are previews of that which is gestating and can manifest and grow when cared for properly. Patience and stillness is called for here, for just as the earth cycles have their own pace, so does this cycle. Yep. So exactly is what we were talking about there. So I love that for you. We're also going to pull cards here from the the Tarot of the Magical Forest. So more magic, and there's that forest there. So we'll see what else the Creator wants all of you air signs to know for this week. All right, so for our air signs, what else would you like them to know? Okay. Okay, and those two as well. Let's put those over there, and we'll start off with this one. We do have the Eight of Pentacles, and Pentacles do represent our outside world. And the Eight of Pentacles is very much this movement to a different level in the outside. So it kind of represents like, this was you as this apprentice that's been working and studying and doing, all the work on fine-tuning your skills and developing your skills. Kind of like, I would say like a blacksmith, how they always have an apprentice that they start off as, and as they develop their skills in the blacksmithing, at one point they have done so much work and learning that they are ready to become their own blacksmith, and they move to a different town and they become the blacksmith in that town. And whereas before they may have regurgitated and replicated what their master was teaching them, they then expand on that and they start putting out work that is unique to them, and then they take on an apprentice to train up in that. So I really feel this week is this place of looking back, like it talked about, reflecting back on the work that you've done and really see if this is what you want to do with your life, and taking that next step, knowing that you're ready for that, the next movement up. That can be in relationships, that could be in job, or education, whatever thing in the outside world, you are ready to make this movement up to that next level. You also have the King of Chalices, which would be the King of Cups. And this is beautiful because the Cups energy here is, of course, your emotions, but the King is able to offer you the chalice there, this little holy grail, and what's in there is the living waters, the essence of the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. And so there is this mastery over emotions, which I really feel like with this frozen lake, with this movement inward, this reflection that you're doing over this last year, you can really see how you have been able to understand your emotions. Air signs, I know I have a little bit of air in my chart. I am an Aquarius sun, so I understand we, being air, are more mental, and so we look at things from our brain more than from our heart, and we can be perceived as not as caring and as sharing our emotions, But that doesn't mean we don't feel. A lot of that is what's happens underneath the lake, right? Underneath the ice, as they say. We might seem icy at times, where people are like, you're so unfeeling and uncaring. But we're like, no, I feel. I just am very mental. I approach things from a mental standpoint. And so you have this ability here to look over how, and I really feel like a lot of this work that you've done has been in your emotional area, right? Because even though we don't talk about our emotions a lot and express things emotionally a lot, we feel, and it's just all going down there, like I said, underneath the surface instead. So this is this message that you have been doing, that emotional work. And I think sometimes you just need to hear that we know, some people may not understand that you have emotions, but you do, and you have been doing work on that over this last year, even though you don't do it publicly. So be proud of that work. When you reflect back, understand what you have learned and be proud of that. Yep. And then here you have, it almost looks like it's the same colors as the cold winter solstice here, but this is the World card, which is a very beautiful, beautiful card, because it's the last card in the major arcana, which represents major ending of cycles and major new beginnings, which this winter represents that, right? You've come full circle from spring, summer, fall, and winter, and the winter is ending, and you're going to have this new spring that's going to sprung on you. And I love that for you. Yeah, and then you have the Devil card. And don't forget about this at all, because this represents your shadow. This represents like this reflection on everything that you've really learned over this time, because, what the shadow brings to us, it shows us what is chaining us, what is holding us back, what has been making us feel small and limited. They are our tour guide in this amusement park of fear that we came here to experience, right? And so being the tour guide, they understand what's going on under the surface. They understand what's going on behind the scenes. And I always look at it, I have this little picture that pops in my head of Dr. Evil in the Austin Powers series, because Dr. Evil, he was the villain in the movie. Austin Powers was the international man of mystery, he was the hero, and so he would be trying to stop Dr. Evil. He'd get captured almost always by Dr. Evil. He'd have him tied up and where he's going to kill him somehow. And so he would spill the plan to Austin Powers about what he was going to do and how he was going to take over the world. It was always about taking over the world. And, his Dr. Evil's, aides and his son even would tell him, why do you keep telling him, the plot? Because he escapes and foils the plan every time. And that's what our shadow does, is it knows on purpose that it's telling us the plot. It's going, look, this is what's keeping you held captive, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, hinting that you can do something about it. And so with this reflection that you've had over this time, the shadow does not bring it about subtly either. They are in our face about it. And so it's very obvious when you reflect over this last year and even where you're at now. I really feel like this ending of cycles, this movement into this new place, is because you're able to look back and see these obvious messages, these obvious lessons that have been brought for you. This doesn't happen to you. Your shadow brings all this stuff for you, so that you can release, because they always have, it's very loose fitting chains around them. You'll even see some of the devil cards in other decks where the hand of the devil's like this and the chain is laying across their hand. It's not, he doesn't have a tight grip on it. It's just like you could pull the chain, it would slide right away. Or there's a cage door with no door on it. A cage with no door on it. And it all represents that what is holding you and making you feel captive are your own thoughts and your own beliefs, and So this awareness that comes with this reflection is what sets you free, allows you to end the cycle and move into this new place. So I love that. And then, as I mentioned, we're going to pull a card here from the magic of the unicorns for each sign. So I'll pull a card for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And we'll see what the Creator wants each of you to know about this upcoming week. But feels like a wonderful week, though, like this next stage, this movement, this awareness that spring is coming. You're about to leave this cycle of old ways of being into this new, beautiful adventure. So for our Geminis first, what would you like them to know, please? Okay, that's Gemini and Libra. Okay, they went to this one right to there. And then Aquarius, please. Okay. Okay, this one right here. So for our Gemini, you have Cosmic Pearl. Beautiful card. It says, expand your psychic gifts, open the gate to the angelic realms. So this is the next cycle that's opening up here for you, which is beautiful. So you definitely, I feel like your work on your heart and your emotional area is what is opening up and allowing you to really see the beyond these gates here. So the stuff that's been, like we were talking with the shadow card, with the devil card, that they were showing you what was keeping you behind the gates. Now you are seeing beyond that. You're able to know that where you felt limited before, where no, I can't do that, I can't go into that, the angelic realms, I can't connect to the other side, I can't communicate with my guardian angels and spirit guides and loved ones on the other side, and your ancestors and all those beings, unicorns, fairies, whatever you believe those beings of unconditional love and light are, you have this wonderful ability to connect to them. So let me also I'll read from the book to see what other message they have for you here. It says, luminous, iridescent, cosmic pearls glow with the divine feminine energies of caring, nurturing, beauty, creativity, peace, enlightenment, and inner serenity. Archangel Jules, that's Joules, who is in charge of all the waters of the planet, is instrumental in the creation of these pearls. Water is the psychic element and enables them to maintain a very high spiritual energy, right? We talked about the King of Cups here, King of the water energy. They help you attune to the currents of the universe and also enhance your psychic abilities. Archangel Christiel, who oversees the causal chakra in the moon, co-creates the cosmic pearls with Archangel Jules. He is the pure white angel of peace who guards the stargate of Lyra, the unicorn's entry point for this universe. When unicorns illuminate a cosmic pearl, they increase its effect tenfold. Your guidance today, this week, is to ask your unicorn to light up a cosmic pearl and place it in your third eye. Know that it is awakening up your latent psychic gifts. Then ask that it expands to include your causal chakra, above and slightly beyond your crown, for this contains your gateway to the angelic realms. Receiving this card suggests that these gates are opening wider for you now. So tune in to your wisdom, then send a cosmic pearl to people and situations that need its gentle influence. Take a moment to see this blessed pearl light up and purify the waters of our planet. I love that for you. Yep, so really not much more to say to that one, right? And then for Libra, you have new opportunities. That says declutter your life. glimpse in a magical doorway. So I love that these two so far, you're walking through a gate, you're walking through a doorway, which is totally what we've been talking about here for you. So you do have these new opportunities that are coming up for you, and it's just a matter of you walking through the gateway for them. You know, the door that was closed before is now going to be opened because you're seeing that you're ready to move to this next step. You've seen these beliefs and these thoughts that were keeping you feeling limited, and you know, the door that was created was the door that you put up, right? And so you're realizing that the door was unlocked all along, and it wasn't, you know, locked at all. So I love it. And this one says, when you declutter your cupboards, you create space for the new to come in. So your guidance is to tidy up your life now. This doesn't just refer to the physical stuff. Clear out also releases unhelpful thought patterns and emotional attachments. It re-energizes you in the same way that pruning a rose bush encourages the plant to grow bigger and bloom more prolifically than before. So this unicorn card suggests it's time for a physical, emotional, and mental sort out. Are your job, home, relationships, and friendships, hobbies, and beliefs serving your spiritual path? Do they fulfill and satisfy you? Do they support you and bring you love and joy? Look carefully and honestly at every area of your life. If you're hanging on to the old because it feels safe and familiar, your unicorn's reminding you that when you weed the garden of your life, it will regenerate. So take the decision to declutter now. When you're ready, ask your unicorn to raise your frequency so that anything new that flows in is a better quality than that which you have released. Ask it to bathe you in its light, for the brighter your aura, the more wonderful the new will be. You are creating an opportunity to step through a magical doorway into a sunlit future. So it's so perfect with the world card being endings and new beginnings. The winter solstice was about endings and new beginnings coming in. So this is so perfect for you. And then Aquarians. Access your gifts. Beautiful. And it says, explore your treasure chest. Accept who you truly are. I love that. You've got the Ankh symbol here, and you've got the dragonfly, the blue rose, even a cello. Beautiful. That's not the Pandora's box, so don't worry. I love this. So access your gifts. And it's the card number 10, which is endings and new beginnings. And so all of these are about connecting to something bigger, right? So I love that. All right, let me read from this for you too. You've been on a long soul journey through many lives on other planets and in different universes. During these experiences, your soul has gathered wisdom, knowledge, skills, and gifts. These may include oratory, creativity, healing, the ability to deal with people, an understanding of crystals, herbs, sacred geometry, music, or mathematics, the ability to communicate with different species, or many other talents. There's a vast range of possibilities. Now your unicorn is suggesting that you examine all that you are good at and give yourself credit for everything you've already developed. These skills are your treasures, like you talked about, right? Reflect on your gifts, and really, I love that it mentioned here, give yourself credit for everything you've already developed. The higher qualities you have accumulated are also valuable. And these may range from charisma, self-discipline, kindness, integrity, and happiness to humility, inner peace, and much more. This card suggests that you are not fully utilizing your assets at the moment and may have some that you have not yet accessed. It's time to recognize your worth and learn who you truly are. Your unicorn guidance is to look honestly and without undue modesty at your accomplishments and aptitudes. Accept your magnificent self. When you do this, you can expect gifts, qualities, even new aspects that have been hidden until now to come forward to assist you on your journey. Remember that you are an awesome divine being, wonderful beyond your imaginings. I absolutely love that. Beautiful, beautiful. I don't think there's anything I can add to that besides you're awesome. You guys have so much wonderful opportunities and gifts and movement into this next level. So definitely you are having endings of major cycles and major new beginnings coming in for all of you. I love it. And then lastly, we're going to pull from this Making Magic and just see what the final message is that the Creator has for each of you. So for our Geminis, what's your final message? Okay. And for our Libras, okay, that one there. And then for our Aquarians, please. Okay, there we go. So for Geminis, you're on target. Follow your ideal life path. So if you have been wondering, is a spiritual life path for me? I would say yes. You're on target. Continue to do that, and it's just going to unfold beautifully for you. And then you have Libra. You have the Festival. And that says, creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. I love this new opportunity coming up for you because it feels like it is going to feel like a party, because with these new opportunities coming in, where you felt blinded before because of, that door being closed and having this narrow kind of path that you thought everything had to happen on, you're missing everything on the outside, all those opportunities, and now that those are disintegrating and you're realizing, wow, there's so much, it does feel like a party. You're just like, I just don't know what I get to, which one I'm going to pick, where I felt I had zero opportunities before. Now I almost feel like I have too many. It's hard to choose. So I love it. And then Aquarians, yours is Goddess. Healing feminine energy. And I think one of these talked about the feminine energy too, which we all have divine masculine and divine feminine within us, because we are made of the same essence of the mother and father of all things, the Creator, right? But this is getting in tune with that beautiful healing feminine energy that you have, the divine feminine within you too. So accessing your gifts has a lot to do with this. I almost feel like a very earthly kind of connection here, which totally resonates. When you can have like a lot of spiritualness in your life, like connection to the higher realms, like all this, where this is being invited, the Geminis to that higher place, that connecting to the higher level. This is like you've been connecting to the higher level, but they're wanting to bring like this, the gifts that are connected to the earthly world out of your little treasure chest here. So I really feel like it's this grounding of the energy, kind of like the magician, how the magician has a wand pointed to the heaven and one hand pointed to the earth. It's the connection to the upper realm with that wand, but it's bringing it to the physical world that I really feel for a lot of you, this is what this is emphasizing. So I love that too. Wow, what an exciting week for all you air signs. I can't wait to see what you do with all these amazing opportunities and gifts that are coming your way. I'm going to leave the reading there though. And I want to let you know, if you are looking for additional messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign and a few other types of readings throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those messages and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click this like button here, also click the subscribe button. That gives you access to this notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out for this channel. Also, doing any of those things helps spread the love, because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, or subscribe to a channel, doing any of those things makes the YouTube algorithm just so happy it wants to share the videos of that channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am grateful for that. Also, these are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is in the description box below. All right, all you air signs, just know as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course, I love you too. So have an amazing week. And, I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.